Hello guys, welcome to my live. Today we continue coding Snake game. Let me check if you see my live. I don't see my live myself now. Let's reload. Oh, it's scheduled. No, it's not scheduled. It's actually is here. Okay. I like my my live and let's go straight to coding. So you can see I made a decision to switch an editor, and the reason for that is that I think Visual Studio Code has Copilot integrated better, and I think it would be better to use it instead. Just for now, when we will need backend, I will reintegrate to Microsoft Visual Studio, but for now we'll stick to Visual Studio Code. So let's go straight into this folder. And I remember we wanted to code. Actually, I don't remember where we stopped. So let's try to. I think we stopped in coding the actual game. So here we have the game. Now we have some logic, but it doesn't work well. And the reason it doesn't work well is actually like this UI looks horrible, man. But let's try to make. We made the boards so far, but we didn't make. If you look on that, you can see square foot is being rendered on the bottom, and I don't understand why. So let's. Fuck, I did something. No, I think it's okay. So let's ask why is our our blocks of squares get rendered that bad below where they actually need to be rendered. Why do my foot and snake blocks get rendered not in the intended intent intent fuck I forgot the word intent dead intended squares. That's not what I meant. Looking at the code, I can see the issue. The problem is with how you are using map with your array keys. XY in JavaScript, arrays are objects, so arrays creates a new array object each time. Fuck! It changed it already. So let's see what it wants to change. So the way they want to do, and it wants me to represent the position is it wants me to create a 2D array instead of map. Well, and fill board row by row. So I remember I just so my approach was I created new entries in square map. So I see it removed the square entries and it wants me to create a function create board which fills an array of squares and it has double loop which wait a second, it creates a double loop in which it creates variables, and then if it's a snake, snake X and snake Y, then it creates, okay, okay, uh-huh, I understand. I think I understand. Hmm. So if it's a snake, then it sets a square type to snake. If it's foot, it sets the square type to foot, and then it pushes the object. Well, it looks nice. I think we can accept this change. Yeah, I think we like this. And I think we like this as well. So, and yeah, so because we create an array, we don't need to extract values first and then create an array from this iterator. We just can use create board function. We will accept this as well. And now as for this, let's see. So it uses the way smarter way to write this crit template columns. It suggests us to fix the width and height and also use one fragment instead of 5%, which if you think about it is much smarter than we did. Well, that looks nice, but as for this, it sets 2 pixel solid black border for each for the board, and it says and it creates a gap of 1 pixel for each square. It looks the gap of 1 pixel looks reasonable, and background color is also black. Hmm. I'm not sure why does it want to use a black color specifically. As for square foot, it doesn't like red color for square foot. It wants it to be white, and it wants what? Yeah, it applies same flex rules. Well, we don't need flex rules yet, so I think, yeah, I don't really need these changes. As for changing the background color for Square Snake, I also don't think that's a much difference. As for this, that definitely looks reasonable. I don't see why these background colors and borders are important, but let's check it out. Oh crap, man. Yeah, we got it. We got it. But something's off here. Do you see how I'm not sure if you see my browser zoomed in. If you look on this board, you will notice some squares are in a way in a weird way larger than the other ones. And also, yeah, something's really off here. These squares are clearly longer than the previous ones, as well as these lines, maybe not as clearly as the squares, but they are. I'm not sure if you guys see where am I pointing to with my cursor. So these lines are thicker than, for example, these lines, and I'm not sure why. Yeah, I have to debug it, I guess. So let's let's use inspect on these so we can see their dimensions. It's 90 pixels width and 24 pixels height. If we take, but if we take this, for example, we see it's clearly being smaller. Oh, maybe that's because of this element. Could it be? Could it be the thing? I don't think so. Well, SVG is definitely broader than the element. So I think for SVG, where was that SVG? We can use the dimensions of 100% and height 100% as well. We use relative units, so hopefully because the squares themselves are relative, that will be rendered appropriately. So let's see. No, actually, it doesn't get rendered more. That becomes weird, man. Like these elements are some elements are clearly larger, but yeah. So we can see this element is not. Let me think. We can see the SVG is the same dimensions as the squares, the other squares. But as for this square, as for these upper squares, they are less in width than I meant the height than the previous ones. Is it the thing for other squares? Yeah, they are all different in height. This one row is for some reason higher than the other rows. I'm not sure why is it the thing. Yeah, and the reason that yeah, the problem like with rendering the squares in the wrong order mm, popped popped in was the fact that we created a new array for each key, which means we don't modify the previous array, but we create a new one, and that's usually a bad thing because we can't modify an array. Crap. Yeah, and this data structure of an array of two numbers as a key looks weird. Maybe we are really better with using arrays. So yeah, we will represent the food with this hook. We will modify the food with set hook, set food, and we will represent the snake. I think we are better using snake head And snake length? Maybe. Yeah. Let's use set snake hat, snake hat. Or no. No, let's I don't even want to use it right now. Let's not modify code if I don't have any idea how to use it instantly. I don't think that's a good practice. Yeah, I have. Okay, guys, 5 minutes break, and I'll see you soon. We've got a lot to do, and I think we'll actually create a game in this life. I'm not sure, but let's hope it we will do that. Hello, guys. Welcome back. So, we are back here coding, and we see the problem is still that even after I reloaded the game, I can still see that mm, the square with third image is for some reason higher than than the other squares. I'm not sure why. If we if we try to understand it, if we look on this from logic perspective, it should it makes no sense, to be honest. Let's ask AI why is that, because I don't really understand it, to be honest. Why is my row higher when row that contains the third element higher than the other rows? I don't see the reason for that. Looking at your code, I can see the issue. The problem is, it's in your SVG within this foot square, the width. It has width 100%, height 100%, which can cause the row to expand beyond the intended grid. Yeah, we shouldn't use. Why? It's trying to expand to fill the container. The square foot doesn't have the proper flexbox styling that square has. Flexbox styling? What do I mean? What do you mean? So you say me to change? Wait, I don't need that. Why do you? Why do you want me to change this overflow hidden? What I fixed? Let's see what it fixed, because I don't really understand what he fixed inside square foot. So square foot didn't have the same flexbox properties as other squares. It display flags, justify content, yeah. Just enter the apple properly. Content could overflow and affect the row height, so you added overflow hidden. Well, I don't. Honestly, as much as I would like to accept this change, I don't understand this to the fullest extent, so I'll undo this. And this one I'll accept. Let's see if it helps. Wow, man, it did help. How fucked up is that? Why did it help? Do you guys know why did it help? I have no idea why it did. I didn't even. Like, what? Why square foot doesn't appear. Doesn't appear. Oh, maybe. Oh, maybe that's because it's got weird and stuff. Well, let's try relative SVG percentages. Let's try these just for curiosity purposes. Let's start, and it doesn't look like a change at all. And also, I don't see my square foot styling being applied. Oh, now I do. Now I do. Now I do. Let's see if it's quite different than the other elements. So it was 90. Yeah, it is different. Let's let's try 70%. See if it's still well. Look at this. These rows are much different than the other. I mean, these borders are different than the other borders. So yeah, I think that's because we use percentages, and we shouldn't use percentages in SVG because we use it on grid, which itself is relative. Fuck, that's not what I meant. Let's do this. Do this. We don't see. We don't see rows. Well, hmm. I think. What if we did this? What if we added square class to each element we render? Let's see if it helps. Now it is consistent. Yeah, now it is. We can see the foot being rendered correctly. Let's also try to analyze if the length is different. Now it is the same. So we did it correctly. Now what I want to ask Copilot, why do some borders appear bolder? That's also some the issue with some border appearing bolder is likely due to how CSS grid gaps work. Let me check your current CSS to see what's happening. See the issue. You're using a gap which acts as borders, but the edges of the board bottom. But that's not what I meant, bro. That's not what I meant. Oh, so it's because background color of this, you mean? Well, I think I can change that and that as well, but this I won't change right now, and this as well. Let's see. Didn't help. Possibly. I think that's because of background color. Let's remove it. And if and we see it's being all violet now. Well, it was better with black color, to be honest. Unless there's some other color we can create, but I don't see which one is that. So let's stick with background color 333. Yep, cool, cool. So the issue, and I'm not sure how to fix it, is because of how creative works. Yeah, let's leave it be like now, like it is now. What we want to make now is to create snake movement. Okay, how do we create snake movement? Well, we can use effect function. Use effect. I'm not sure of the signature. Effect callback dependencies. Yeah, so we should pass a callback. Well, let's do exactly that. Let's do it. What's the problem, by the way? Let's view and open up the terminal. Press the terminal. Oh, I remember the shortcut actually. I think. Control Shift. Control. Fuck, I think I forgot. Maybe this? No, it's not this. Control Alt this. Control Shift this. No. Control Enter this. No. What is it then? Well, let's go to terminal. Control plus backtick. Fuck. I was sure I was close. Yeah. Expected 1, 2 arguments, but it got 0. Yeah, that's the logical problem. So let's use a callback and as a function. But I'm not sure, you know what? Because that's that has to do with with component, but I don't see any component being mounted. Or maybe it's because our snake game is a component. So yeah, we can use these effects to run. How do we do this? Well, we can use a set interval function, which itself is a fucking callback. Well, let's do this. And it will run, let's say, each 50 milliseconds. And inside return, we want to, but well, let's not jump to return right now. We want to make the snake move. Well, how can we achieve that? Let's take snake. Now first, I think we should move this function inside this. Or maybe we should actually make it after the board. That would be more logical. We'll use tab. We'll use one return to make it aligned. And we want our snake to move. Well, how can we make our snake move? We can set snake. No, we can. We should out. We should out. Fuck. We should. We should add the listeners, even to listeners. So how can we do that? Document. I think add event listener. Right. Yeah. And key. Fuck. I forgot. I think I need auto completions now, but not like aggressive auto completions. How can I do this? Well, what if I do this? Next, edit suggestions at event listener. Fuck, how do I turn off these like suggestions of code, but don't turn off the prompts? Let's ask ChatGPT how to do this because that's really important actually. How do I off code? So code completion suggestions, but still have mm, function and variables suggested. So like non-aggressive optical. I just realized how weird it sounds. Non-aggressive autocomplete. Got it if you basically want IntelliSense, not Copilot size or graphs. Yeah. Control comma. Let's do this. Now. And here we want to suggest. Look for suggest. Show words. There are lots of them. Show words. But now I want to turn on parameter, hence show variables. Yeah, show variables. Let's see. Now I go here and I try to. Fuck, I don't like it. Trying to. No. Trying to complete this. Let's turn off this. Does it complete? It doesn't. Document. No, it doesn't show it. Crap. Pisses me off. Copilot depend. No? The quick suggestions. Yeah, I should. Okay. Yes, code settings, JSON. Let's try to look. Settings, JSON. Oh, not this. Settings, JSON. Let's try to do this. I think use this. Let's use this and this. This should work. Duplicate. Let's erase this. Let's actually comment this out. And this is not accepted, I think, right? Well, let's just uncomment it then. Let's see if it works. Document add event. It doesn't work. Well, what if I do this and open it up again? Open folder. Yeah, select folder. You guys don't see things. Make sure you do. This, yeah. Here you can see it now. Add event. Fuck, it doesn't work. Yeah, that's some problem with Visual Studio Code is that I don't understand some stuff. Well, what if I do this? Still don't see this. Hmm. What if I turn these into true? True, true. What if I do? No. True. Not sure what I'm doing. True, true, true. This as well, and this as well. Yeah, I don't see it being suggested. Crap, man. I think the problem should be here. Maybe I should. True, true. And this as well. Yeah, 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 yeah. Let's go. Let's go. Let's go. We did that, guys. We did that. Hooray. Add event listener. What? And hey, be consistent. Yeah, that's another one half of an hour wasted, guys. See you soon after 5 minute break. Hello, guys. Let's continue. Okay, we get prompt to reopen Visual Studio Code to apply latest updates. Mm, let's try to key key up. No, fuck. Honestly, I don't know. Event. No, window events. Fuck. Events. How do I add into use effect hook properly? Yeah, I feel lost a bit. You can see I've started a hook, but it's incomplete and has some issues. Yeah, you're right. No, 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 no. I don't want your complete auto suggestions. So we can say, hmm, we can see it returns first. What I see is, yeah. So we can see it passes the strings such as key down and possibly some handle keep. Wait, I didn't really understand what he did. So we can see there is a use effect function which has no dependencies and which has a lambda function which gets an event of keyboard event. And we can see that when the key is pressed, they it locks the event. Now that we okay, so then it adds an event listener on the key and binds this callback function to it. Okay, cool. Then it returns a callback function which removes an event listener, which is a smart thing. And of course, it doesn't have any dependencies. Then it creates a new useEffect function, which has but I wonder if set interval is continuous or not. Yeah, I think we will do it the other way. We will revert the changes and we will make a comment that we want to create a, but the convention is you use space, create game loop, and let's create an interval that will listen for key down, right? And for key down, we will pass a lambda function which will check for cases. So in order to do this, we will use key O, but we should take event of type keyboard keyboard event, right? Switch event a target composed is trusted key. I think it's key and this block case up. Yeah, cool. Sweet. And we want to update our snake to up. How do we do this? Should we add another function update snake? Maybe we do. Hmm. Well, update snake direction. Updates. No, let's do it like this. Function update snake. And let's try to do direction. Direction string. Yeah. And it will be snake. Wait. Hmm. I wonder how to do this smartly. Well, we can have a switch which takes the direction and tries to create a. Yeah, I'm not sure. You know, we can use switch direction and try to. Yeah, let's do this case. Mm, well, let's do this case up. Fuck. Case up. Then we set snake. Hmm. I'm not sure how we use this hook correctly, to be honest. And it should be arrow up, I think. Set snake. We want our snake to grow upwards. Hmm. Or better to say move snake. Move snake, not update snake. Move snake and set snake. Set snake well. How can we change this? We have a square one where the snake resides, so we can hmm, x. Well, let's. What if we did like this? Cannot find name x. What x? No, const x. Const y. Or maybe no, we can access this directly, I think. X, snake x plus 1, snake x, y, snake y plus 1, snake score type. What do you think of this? Comma expected, comma expected. Well, let's use comma then. Why doesn't it work? What? Object or literal may only specify known properties, and snake does not exist. Hmm. Not sure how to interpret this. And snake does not exist. Well, let's ask Copilot how to fix that. You should use the correct. Well, don't really understand why, but let's let's just accept that. Okay, case down. Well, I can ask it to complete, but let's complete it ourselves. Honestly, said snake. Yeah, it's pretty easy. So let's do it ourselves. X snake X Y snake Y minus one. Oh, but we should check if it's at the end of the board. You know, that's an important thing. So the way we are going to check this, if it's, yeah, I think that would be smarter, actually. And snake, score type S, score type, snake. Yeah, we want to check edge cases first. So if snake X is not 0, then we do this. Otherwise, else we set the snake. Set snake X board side like snake X Y snake Y. No, Y is set to board size. Board size. I thought you thought. Oh, you just expect another value. Well, I can provide it. And Y, no. Score type is score type snake. Type snake. Yeah, it works nice. Okay. Now, if snake X, oh, that should be Y actually. That should be Y. And this should be Y as well. Snake Y. It's not board size. Board size. Then we do this. We copy, paste here. Let's do this. Let's do this. And else we set snake to X snake X Y Y 0 score type snake. Cool. Now case left if snake X is not 0, we want to move the snake to the left. Set snake object takes an object snake X minus 1 No, -1, y, snake y, and square type, snake. Cool. Else, we want to move it to the right side of the board. Set snake. Let's do this. And now X, snake. No, it's X board size, Y is the same as it was, and square type is still snake. Case, right? If the snake is not at the end of the board size, then we want to update it normally to move it to the right, set snake here, and we pass the object to replace our previous object with. It will be x snake x plus 1. Fuck, I'm lagging. Now y snake y, and square type is square type third. No, a snake. No, snake. Cool. Else, we want to move it to the start, to the left of the board. So snake x is snake x. No, snake is x is actually 0. Then y is snake y, and square type is square type snake. That's going well. And now default case, default raise. No, throw error. I think argument error. Is it? No, thresh. No error likes this. Maybe I'll get some suggestion. Okay, that's gonna do. I think we added the direction the right way. Now we want to use this up, and we can fuck no here, arrow up. Then we want to use default. No, we don't even want to use default. So if it's down, let's use down. If it's right, we all use right? And if it's left, we will use left correspondingly. Let's see if it works now. Oh, fuck, man. What? Failed to execute add event listener on event target. Two arguments required, but one supplied. Well, I'm not even sure we need this. But I did provide two arguments. What do you mean? What do you mean? And we should return. But also, I think we should provide this event listener. Well, no, I'm not actually sure what's the problem here. Crap, I've got. Now it's relaxed time. Okay, guys. See you in 5 minutes, as always. Coding. Hello guys, I'm back, and we almost completed the move snake function, and we are stuck on the problem on a problem I don't really understand, which is the problem was at event listener. Let's ask AI what's going on. Why do I get a problem related to at event listener function? missing break statements if your switch cases. Yeah, you know what? I thought about this. Yeah, and these crap. So yeah, it suggests me to do this spacing. I guess I'll gladly accept this line to erase. Okay, up. Wait, this is not what. No, this is not gonna do well. No, this change is stupid, man. Oh no, it's smart actually. It's smart. Okay. This this is this board size -1. Board size -1. Yeah. These edge cases I forgot it all the time. And they use breaks to avoid double mesh. Okay. That makes sense. Now this is also wrong because yeah, I'm over the top with edge cases. This the same stuff. This we should add break. Okay, that makes sense. Edge case, of course. Yeah, you are right, man. And default we should add break. Wait. Yeah, cool. And it doesn't like this function. Let's see why. Because first it wants to handle key press. Handle key press, and it provides the handle key press. What did I do instead? Well, I did as well. And event listener, and it uses return function to. Okay. And includes snake in dependencies. So move snake as current state. Well, it's a smart move. And remove event listener. Oh, so it uses functions just to be able to remove key press. That sounds like a smart idea, but I don't understand. Honestly, I don't understand why does it. Why does it? Why did it remove set interval? I think event listeners inside set event interval creates multiple listeners. Yeah, but how do I do without them? That would mean I will be able to move with my snake infinitely. Either way, let's try to fix it ourselves. So with the knots, let's get rid of this at all. Let's get rid of this, and then let's do this. Let's get rid of this, and I think I will use a. So I'll create a function which is const binds. No, const const. Mm, Move snake listener. Move snake listener. Listener. I think I'll name it like this. I'll use it like this. And I will move snake listener here. If and I will return a function which removes it. Here I will return this function and it will document and remove event listener. Crap, why didn't it get selected? Event listener, and I will use key down move snake listener. Great. Let's try this. Reload this. And I will try to move. It moves in the wrong order. When I press right button, oh, whatever button I press, it moves. It moves in a wrong order. I guess that's because how elements are rendered. Hmm. Why? Why is this like? Why does it move like this? Create board and score type empty. I'll check how I render. I suppose the problem is in create board function actually. So when I check the snake components, I do it with this condition, right? And I pushing to the array, to the double list, this one cell. Why doesn't it work correctly? Something should be wrong here. Well, let's see. I return the board, right? And inside my function, I return render squares with create board. Render squares, it creates an array of squares. Okay. So actually, yeah, I am confused. I am confused. I'm confused with what's going on. If I clear the console, clear, and do no, not this, but actually this. So it renders 4 squares. Weird. Oh. Oh, guys, sorry I'm being so so quiet and stuff. It's just I get tired. A lonely programmer growing in silence. lonely room by himself and AI. Hmm. My snake gets moved to the left of the board. No matter what I do, what I do, why? Missing break stage statement in your switch case, but it's not. Well, yeah, let's do this. Okay, let's. Oh, and dependency array. Well, that could be the problem. Wait, undo. Let me do this. Let me do this, and let me just do this. Let's try. Didn't help. Maybe. Wait. Before broken executes this. Arrow up. What? I don't understand. I don't understand. Without break, without dependencies, use effect runs on every render. Multiple event listeners are being created. Without break, the switch statement continues executing. I'm not sure that's the case, man. Let's try adding a few breaks. Break, break. And it started to work. Wow. Boom, boom. Okay, let's stop being stupid. But I'm happy it works, though I'm not sure why it does. Because these breaks fixed fixed the problem. Why did? Yeah, I don't understand what you did. I don't understand how adding breaks fixed the problem. If it was if all the statements got executed, let's see, the snake would stay the same at the same square. Yeah, I don't really understand what I did, but it works now, you know? Snake up is called what? When you press arrow up without break statements, move snake up is called queues and use a state update, queues another state update, queues another state update, another state update. Here's a crucial part. All the all these state updates are batched together by React and they all use the same initial snake value because the state hasn't updated yet. What? I don't understand, man. Huh. Because same initial snake value because the state hasn't updated yet when each function runs. What do you mean? What do you mean, man? Oh crap. I really don't understand what it means. Mhm. And they all use the same initial snake value because the state hasn't updated yet when each function runs. The state hasn't updated yet when each function runs. Hmm. I read these words and I don't understand a thing. All these state updates are batched together by React and they all use the same initial snake value because the state hasn't updated yet when each function runs. Why fucking not? Why not? React processes all updates. Last one wins. Yeah? So you say, wait. Oh, so maybe that's because snake up. React batches state updates that happen in the same event handler. That's an event handler. Okay. When multiple set snake calls happen quickly, React uses the last one. Since left is the last case in your switch statement, the snake always moves left. So if you say, let's try this, yeah, let's really try this. No, I didn't mean this, rather this, and this should be here. Let's do this. Yeah, he's right. He's right. Okay, but why? So React, huh? So React is atomic in the event handler, and also why? Or is it just in use effect hook? Also, why did I why did these cases get executed in the first place? I mean, only arrow left, arrow up should be should case should match when I press up button. Let's see. React batching is not specific to use effect, it happens in any event handler, including regular DOM events. React batches state updates that what? React batches state updates that occur within event handlers, use effect, callbacks, promise callbacks, set timeout callbacks. Fuck. It really batches a lot. Okay. Wow. So in JavaScript, the cases are still executed even if that's not the case. Wow, I didn't know that. Wow. Did dependency array change? Great question. The dependency array snake changes when and how often? Wait, what? I don't understand this. The sentence. The use FX runs. Let me explain the difference. Yeah. Runs every single render. Every time snake moves, component re-renders, use effect runs again. You, I don't understand the results. Well, we get. I understand that use effect runs after every single render, but every time snake moves, component re-renders, use effect runs again. Which component? Oh, wait. Time. Snake moves, re-render. So it moves on re-rendering then. We have 4 even listeners all responding to the same key press, each one. Yeah, so we have like move snake condition race. So with runs only when snake value changes. Okay, that's the difference. Runs once a mount. Okay, so I understand this. This makes sense then. Yeah, guys. Now I I see the Pomodoro timer goes off. We made quite a nice progress now because we created a good grid without bugs, and we handled snake moving. We'll work on this, and next time I will proceed with the logic to handle eating food and prolonging the snake, and like expanding its tail or its head, like whatever you see, whatever you prefer, and also, yeah, I will work on game logic, and I will add intervals at which you can move. Then I will improve the UI, but I don't think I will do this. We will make everything of this tomorrow. So tomorrow it will be nice if we just could make the snake expanded and also handle eating the food and killing the snake itself. So yeah, thank you for watching, guys. See the next live because that would be a cool one. And yeah, see you tomorrow.